Hello and welcome to Let's Play Endless Space 2, Series 8, Episode number 64. I'm JC Proton, and we are picking up at turn 134. We are playing a standard faction of the Unfallen on endless difficulty in a normal speed game. And in this episode, we are going to be invading and taking control of a couple of Craver systems. We're also going to be doing some more entwining of systems, and we're going to be moving our massive swarm of vine ships closer to the northeastern part of this galactic map. We're also going to be doing some economic trickery, some tomfoolery and shenanigans, some market manipulation. We're going to be doing some of that stuff. So, first thing I want to do is move all our fleets. So we'll start off by doing that. Click to order all fleets to execute their planned moves. So here we go. There they go, zipping along. Computer's lagging a little bit because it's doing a lot of thinking here. So they are all headed up here. So it'll take a few more turns. Looks like this is the galactic center, obviously. But yeah, it's still moving them. Looks like we'll have some arriving as early as 3 more turns. Cool. Alright, so we have those fleets are moving. Over here we have all 3 of the remaining Craver systems sieged down and ready to invade. So Wyrix is down to 58 defenders. Kuyos, their current backup capital, is at 15 defending troops, and Nolan is at 0 defending troops. We're going to invade Wyrix and Kuyos. The Riftborn are up to their tricks again. As you can see at Nolan, there is a ship here. And you see this purple outline. It's guarded. It's guarded by the Riftborn. So that means I'm not able to invade. I'm not able to attack him because I'm at peace with them. And I'm not able to invade because it's already guarded by somebody else. So, yeah, that's a thing. Trickery. So yeah, they're going to be, I guess I'm not invading Nolan. At least not right now, not as long as they have their ship there guarding it. So I will go ahead and attack these transport fleets. We'll just go ahead and take them out. And it occurred to me after I'd already finished the moving that maybe I could have used my hero to stay with this vine fleet, and they might have been able to make it last turn. Excuse me. I wasn't thinking real clearly last turn. I guess I kind of messed up on some stuff a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have little days where you're a little bit off, right? So anyway, it's a thing. So we're going to go ahead and entwine over here. At IMEX, we're going to bring the fleet from Antares, the Vine fleet, over to IMEX. So this is the one with the compression singularity. Initially I was going to go from Iris over to IMEX, but then I decided to go out here instead, so I never got to IMEX. So I'm going to do it now with the fleet that went to Antares, because I thought this one was going to go to IMEX. You know, like I said, brain not firing on all cylinders or something. So he's going to head over here to IMEX. And at IMEX, we're going to entwine with the Vine ships. Okay. And then this fleet over here can head down to Heka. What the heck are you doing? Alright, let's entwine there. Boom. Okay, so these should all be one turn. That one's one turn. That one's one turn. It would be fun to see. Let's play a game of does it still take all of the vine chips. So let's take one vine chip out and have it not be entwining. And now it takes 2 turns. Okay, so that confirms entwining on a system that has a compression singularity does not make it go faster. Okay. Fun to just, check these things. I'm kind of like a nerd for details in the game. Okay, so let's go ahead and invade, man. Let's do this. So Wyrix. Ooh, what do we have here? A faction assimilated by Kadim. The Sophons have assimilated the Harmony. See, they're doing what we want to do. Okay, so they just got Karas. Yeah, people are starting to take these minor civilizations. Okay, well, we'll get to as many as we can. We can't get them until after we entwine down there. So that was part of the reason I wanted to do a big entwining push. Let's see. So we got 900 dust plus another 1800, 900. So that's 3600 dust from the Craver transport fleets, food ships, population ships, whatever. Ground battle at Wyrix. We're going to just go ahead and do just a regular old guerrilla should be fine. We should easily take it. And that is a wrap for that. Cool, they have a Pistis there. That's great. Pistis are good populations. Yep, we're definitely going to occupy. And it could be, it might have been a raise that happened out here on these Craver systems that were previously Craver systems. These are talking about computers lagging. There were one or two. Seems like there were one or two over here that were like previously occupied by Cravers, but then were abandoned or something. So it could be that maybe they had been elevated or raised or whatever, and eventually those systems got depopulated. Or, Cravers could have abandoned them. Okay, so let's take a look at Wyrix. Not entirely depleted. That's kind of a surprise. Sometimes you see this with Craver systems where you can tell there's additional population here that we don't have access to because the Cravers have like a racial thing where they get a +2 population per planet. So sometimes that's not like unlocked for us. So I'm going to grab one of these Epistis and move it over here, and we'll see. It says here there's a little ×2 by it. Let's see how many appear. So that was 2, yeah. And none of the rest of these have those. All right, well, we'll just go ahead and put all Cravers here. Squeeze it for all it's worth, I guess. And then I'll do the build queue here. And then Cuyos. Probably a pretty good system. We'll just take them down. I'm thinking they might have gotten raised by somebody before on their other systems that were abandoned or blank or whatever. Okay, let's take a look at Cuyos. Totally depleted. Pretty good stuff. Oh yeah, let's look at the other ones. See how his stuff was. Wyrick's looking pretty good too. Okay, I did not end up making a decision last turn on this guy. I think I finally decided. I'm going to move these damaged Thorns out. And I am going to bring this fleet over here because we're a little thin on firepower in these fleets over here. So he's going to head this direction. So they'll come trucking along here. And we'll go ahead and do this fight here with the Reaper and its 3 bomber squadrons. And we're going up against it with just a bunch of Thorn ships. It's going to be kind of sort of an even fight maybe. So we have 50,000 hit points. We attack at 3,700. We have defense of 3,700. That ship, only 12,000 hit points. About 3,000 attack, 900 defense. So we're going to smoke them. We're going to smoke them. We'll just do it with our little Thorns, man. We're going to throw down. Yeah, we got them 3-1. And it's possible we could lose some ships here. It's possible. So let's go with Fewer the Proud. Assuming we may take some losses here. Let's put everybody together in one tight little fleet. You know what? Let's see if his bombers spread out. If they do, then we'll lose. If like the old flotilla rules were that all of the flotillas always went to lane 1 first. But under this new patch, the Reawakening Academy something Redux, under the patch, it seems to be where maybe they go to the middle lane. We'll see. We'll see where the bombers go. This will be kind of fun. It'll be a little bit of an experiment, and we'll see how it goes. We should do fine. We may lose 1 or 2 or 3 ships. Probably We might not lose any. We might lose one or two. Squadrons are infamously slow, so they may not even engage before we fight. Okay, let's check the math. See how it went. Doesn't look like we lost anything. Ah, no damage. Really? Interesting. So he shot missiles. So he has missile damage, because his long range is 100%, which means he's using missiles and he's using bombers. And the bombers, I think, are energy bombers, because beams would be 100% at all three ranges. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure entirely, really. But no damage was taken. So that makes me think energy bombers and missiles, and we shot down all of his missiles. Interesting. So I'm going to watch it in tactical view this time. We're going to get a look at where his bombers are flying, where are his fleets going, and apparently he didn't hit at all. So we're going to go free camera. Okay, so this is lane 1, lane 2. So this is up in. So that's the top lane. This is middle lane. Okay, so the missiles are coming in here, and they're getting chopped up and destroyed. But the bombers are going to lane 1. So it looks like all 3 of these bomber squadrons are headed over here in lane 1. Huh. So he fired missiles, which got shot down, and he had bombers, which, they didn't even come close. The ship was destroyed before they even came over here to engage. Yeah, they didn't get a shot off. Okay, that was fun to analyze. So the bombers were still all going to the top lane. So they would have smoked to that ship that was up there. If the fight had gone longer. All right, so we captured that one. Blew up stuff while we invaded. Ah, yes, the market manipulation is about to start. Okay, Antares got entwined. Colony's under siege by 2 points, so I guess these two are fighting each other. Let's see here. Swap with Vodjani. Okay, Vodjani are at war with the Alliance of 4. And that got entwined. And it's now applying its bonus to Koyasil. We got extreme Terraco lasers and extreme anti-gluon beam. And next we're doing advanced non-baryonics. And we currently have about 2 turns left in research. The stuff we built this turn. Oh my, what a lot. Okay, we can see we're building a bunch of Selmy ships and we're doing some modernizations. And we're building some lodestone links and more modernizations. Okay, we built an autonomous administration. We're going to start a new one over here. Excuse me. And more autonomous administrations. Alright, so this is all the stuff here, and then here at the end are the most recently acquired systems. Alright, and what I'm going to do here, excuse me, I'm going to do the trickery. What I decided to do, I had 330,000 dust. And I decided, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the market. Because I'm about to drive up the market prices. So I'm going to go ahead and buy low and sell high, right? So I went to the luxuries and I said, okay, what's my budget? Let's spend around 17,000, 17 to 20,000 on each of the resources, or buy all of them if it's less than 17,000 dust worth of resources available. So what I did in this turn was I bought all of the luxury resources. Like there wasn't enough of dark glitter, and there wasn't enough of the jade onyx here, or there was only one blue cap mold. But then I went ahead and also picked up strategic resources as well, and I did those for 25,000 worth of each of those, just to pick some up. So you can see these prices here went up generally, and for the luxuries they went up, but really not very much, just a little bit. You see it more in the strategics went up, but even then it wasn't like a huge amount. So I went ahead and bought that stuff, figuring I'm going to sell some of that stuff once I drive up the prices. And so how am I driving up the prices? Well, it's all based on your dust inflation. So right now, the inflation is based on the total amount of dust produced in the galaxy. So the higher this total amount, the higher the inflation factor. So I'm going to be dramatically increasing my dust. So it says it affects marketplace transactions, the cost of buyouts, ships repairs, and ship upgrades. So the dust inflation applies on anything that is dust income, which is something that you get every turn. It's repeatable. But dust inflation is not affected by like one-term purchases or sales. So if you sell resources, strategic or luxury, or if you sell ships, that does not impact dust inflation. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm about to increase the amount of dust I'm producing every turn. So I'm at 15.65 right now. Here's what I'm going to do, and I'm just because it's not super exciting to watch, I'm going to go through and I'm going to basically go through here and switch a whole bunch of my systems to emergency labor policy. Everything that's currently building ships, I'm going to switch to building the emergency labor policy like this. So right now this system is producing 544 dust, and if I build the emergency labor policy, then half of my industry gets converted into dust. So that should be a little over 1,500, probably about 1,650 or so. Alright, so now that is, yeah, 1,644 for industry from dust. So without that, my current dust production is 39,000. So I'm going to go through and do that on my systems. First, I'm going to do it on all my systems that have sell me ships. And then I'll probably check back, see where we're at, and then I'll go through and I may do even more. Maybe delaying these system upgrades and stuff for some of the systems to really punch it hard. And I'll probably only keep that emergency dust production going for a few turns, just to where we'll see the prices will spike in the marketplace. They'll go way up and then they'll kind of level off. And when things are kind of leveling off, then that's when it's going to be my cue to sell a bunch of stuff. And I'm going to sell all my sell me ships, just dump them. And that'll give me a giant pile of dust. And then I'll stop doing that emergency labor policy, and we'll go back to building sell me ships or whatever we were building before, and that'll cause the dust inflation to drop again, and the prices will drop. So buy low, sell high, and just that'll be a cycle we'll repeat occasionally, and we'll take that giant pile of dust that we make. We'll spend a whole bunch of that here leveling up our trade companies, and that should get these things cranking a lot more resources. Also, speaking of trade companies, my production right now of resources, my dust water, it would be nice if it was higher because it's at 45, and this one, Protospores is 62, right? But for now, I need the deciduous trees because I need it for level 3 modernizations. I may find over time that I've gotten most all of my systems updated to level 3, and so then the bottleneck becomes going to level 4. If that happens, then the trade company subsidiary that I would likely disassemble would be the one here at BJ. So this one is driving traffic across this system, and this one, and to itself, basically. So that would affect dust trees there, a protospore, and deciduous trees there as well. So, and maybe deciduous trees coming across here, and a hydromial. So the trade-off there, so I'd be losing those dust trees and a little bit of the protospores, and then what I would do is I would go and rebuild this trade subsidiary down here at BH, and that would put this trade route back up here. And that would be for the purpose of getting these, getting more of this dust water flowing. So that would be a kind of a later on kind of thing that I might do. if I'm not able to balance out the resources any other way. I'll try not to do that, but it may be necessary down the road. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and get rocking on those, and we'll be back here in a bit after I have updated these build queues. Okay, so checking back, we're at 123,000 dust produced now. We have switched over all of these systems that were producing sell me ships to doing emergency labor policy. So on those systems that are doing that, you can see we have biofuel factories, and so we have no food produced because they're at max population, and no industry. So the food rolls into industry, and then the industry becomes dust. So we're really cranking out the dust here. So we're at 123,000, and we were at what, like plus 39,000 before. So it's already gone up by whatever that math is. 39, this is 110, whatever, something like that, 1,000. So I think the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and do as much as I think I can reasonably do. We're going to try to really crank it up. So far my dust inflation doesn't seem to have changed. It'll probably adjust after we go end turn. So next turn we'll see what this inflation runs up to and see how the prices jump in the market. So I'll go ahead and be back here in just a minute here after I've made the additional changes. Okay, we are back, and I now have as many things as I can reasonably change over to emergency labor has been changed over to emergency labor. So we still have some stuff in the newer systems. I really just want to leave it running to keep advancing those systems. But that is where we are. And then we're at 178,000 dust. Still doesn't show up in the dust inflation yet, but we'll see how it is next turn. All right, so we'll just go ahead and rock through the rest of these events here. We had populations growing. I may move some population around to some systems. Potentially. Got an Ambler population collection bonus. The Ambler. Only 10. Okay. Eventually we get a dust income bonus with them. And an Ambler law, apparently. Chancellor Alzain Matul. Oh yeah, that's right. That's one of my new admirals. Okay, shortening his assignment duration. This one looks like a governor. Oh yeah. He's on BN22B. BN22B. Aha, what a nice system. Dust, water, and deciduous trees. So currently adding 8 and 8. This is supposed to increase it by another 2 of each of those. Yep, now it's 10 and 10. Great. So we're getting closer and closer. That's plus 50. But only separated by 12. That's pretty good. That's about a half of an upgrade. Academy Powers level 11. Let's see, governor type. Let's go with increased science. Nah, increased science doesn't do much for us at this point. We'll do shorter assignment duration though. Running out of places to put points on this hero. Okay, so we've done the market trickery that we were talking about doing. Let's go ahead and move the rest of our fleets that we were going to move. See, I moved that stuff there. Oh yeah, there were 2 ships left back here. One can stay there. The other one I'll move over here. Okay, and we'll lock that one down so he's guarding. And let's see what we have here. Yeah, I ended up sending a bunch of Thorns over here and it turned out to be way more than I needed. So we're just going to take all these extras. And we'll move them up this way. So we're just kind of consolidating fleets together here. Alright, so I'm not able to invade Nolin, so I'm going to leave like some sort of fleet here to hopefully be able to at some point invade if the Riftborn do move. And the rest of what I'm going to do is I'm going to be moving fleet south around here, trying to, I guess, get down here and be ready to start capturing some of these, hopefully. Is kind of what I've got on my mind. That's what I'm thinking I'll probably do. See if there's any other movements we need to do. No, I think that's about it. So we'll find out. We'll get a look at, once we've got this entwined next turn, we'll see. I don't think the compression singularity is going to speed up the conversion. I'll be surprised if it does. And let's see here. Let's take a look at our lodestone quest here. So on these we have 30% completed. So 7 more turns to go and we'll complete that quest for Isyander. And I think that's about it. I did some math to currently at this time, if I wanted to try to do a Pacific conversion of all of the Lumeris systems, the total is about roughly 75,000 influence. So I could do that if I wanted to. If I wanted to do all of the Horatio systems and do a Pacific conversion on all of them right now, it's around 260,000 influence. So I don't have enough to do it now. I'm not really planning on doing it for a few more turns. So we'll see. I should be piling up influence and the prices will keep going down slowly. So we'll hit a point at which a tipping point at which I can do all of the Horatio, and then we'll see. I may wait until the last minute right before the election and then try to do the Horatio and the Lumeris as well. For some reason, like some of the systems convert faster. Like this one's at 4% per turn. Most of theirs are at 2% per turn. There was one, this one over here is 1% per turn. So I think there are some structures that can be built to cut the influence conversion rate down, and can also make the amount of influence needed to convert your system a higher number. So I think Horatio has a lot of the structures built to raise the price to convert, because looking at Lumeris is like 13, say that's a 23 population system. And let's see. Let's try to compare apples to apples. There's a 32. Well, they don't have a lot of great systems left, do they? Timos is 13. This one's 13. Lupus is 7,000. Canis is 10,000, right? And the Horatio systems are like 20,000. Although that one's only 8. Sounds like my voice is starting to go out, so I guess I guess we're about done with the talking. But yeah, it seems like many of the Horatio systems are a lot more expensive than the Lumeris systems for whatever reason. So we're moving the right direction. You got the big swarm of vine ships on the way. You can see they're all going. And it'll be just a few. Let's see, this one's way back here. Let's see, how long is that one going to take to get there? That one's 5 turns out. And the leading edge is what? We said 3 turns out, roughly? Yeah, looks like we're about 3 turns out. 3 turns out. 3 turns. So, yeah. We'll assemble those fleets and we'll just start entwining everything like crazy. We might try to do like one line that goes just straight down as fast as possible, and then the rest of them are just kind of filling in the back, something like that. Maybe. We'll figure it out as we go. Okay, we'll see everybody next time, and thanks for watching.